Hello one and all, your Dr. Stone, chapter 169, Risk or Heart, and this chapter definitely surprised me. I thought last chapter, oh, we did negotiations, I guess we're heading off to South America now, and it would just be, Senku, Zeno on the boat talking about what they're gonna do next and all that. No, we got a whole nother chapter of negotiations. I did not think it was necessary before I read it, but I certainly enjoyed it. Anyway, we have sweet, adorable Asuka realizing before anyone else, does this mean that we're saying goodbye to our friends in Corn City? And everyone's like, wait a minute, we are! Like, no one caught on to that before right here and now? Seriously? I mean, Senku even said last chapter, the people from my ship know the details, and I'm sure they'll be thrilled to help you out. It should have been very clear that Senku was abandoning them. And, oh god, poor Taiju, having to be separated from his girlfriend yet again. Is she his girlfriend? I don't think, have they actually made it official yet? I'm not sure they have. Curious about that. I'm trying to remember. I might need to reread the entire series to check on that. Anyway, so they decide who should negotiate, and thankfully our lovely reporter is fluent in English, but when it comes to negotiation, she's not that good at it, so they call on the big guns.
Shut up! Quit your yamming, untie these freaking ropes, and not just my ropes, everyone's! I said now! You got corn girl stuff in those ears, you old goat! You've come too freaking far to haggle now, so you can shove it!
Oh, I freaking love Nikki. I truly, truly do. And so does Brody. He loves a lady who's got spirits, so he agrees to the deal. I guess. I do love the shot of them agreeing to the deal. Super fancy business attire, cameras and everything. And yet, despite that, Kinro is still wielding a shield. Oh, just that little detail that makes it so much better. Anyway, so thanks to Nikki yelling at them, they all managed to get untied and freed, more or less. Though, as Brody explains, okay, we'll agree to this deal, but, there's this one person that none of us can stop, and you're gonna pass right by them fairly soon, so this whole negotiation might be for nothing. And surprise, surprise, Stanley is a little angry. I'm not sure if he's more mad that Senku kidnapped his childhood friend, or that he failed to kill somebody. Probably a little bit of both. The shot of him dropping his cigarette is so good, I love it. So yeah, when he sees the boat coming towards them, he immediately grabs his gun and gets ready to start firing and kill all of them. Thankfully, they are laying flat, so they can't actually be shot at all that well. But with Stanley's aim, I'm sure he could still do a whole lot of damage to the boat, maybe stop it in his tracks somehow, some way. Thankfully, Senku is one step ahead of him as he managed to tie the Medusa to the bow of the ship. And thankfully, Yuzu is not an idiot. God bless this girl. Seriously, God bless her. And she quickly realizes the plan is for them to act all scared and terrified of the Medusa, the petrification beam, so that they'll run screaming and all the other soldiers will be like, it's gonna be the petrification beam! Run for it! And I do have to compliment Stanley here. He shot a 1-inch target off the bow of a ship that was moving at high speed towards him. His aim is literally second to none. And Senku, you just used the most technologically advanced item on the entire planet as a distraction, and now it was shot and thrown in the water, so it's probably dead at this point. Seriously? I mean, I was surprised enough, when he actually gave it to Zeno as a threat to keep him from coming after him, but this is next level. I mean, yes, it was broken, yes, it was out of power, whatever, but still, I'm fairly certain they could have analyzed it, taken it apart, done something to it to understood it, to learn how it works, to maybe get up and running again. Something? No, now it's at the bottom of the river. Okay. And even Stanley has to take a moment here to compliment them on managing to trick him, on managing to manipulate him. Though I am so very, very glad that Jen is not on board the boat right now, because I feel like if he was, Stanley would do very, very bad things to him here. So yeah, they managed to get away. Hurrah! But of course, before that, they all have to say goodbye, and Hyoga, the wet blanket, has to remind them, if you go on the bow of the ship, you're probably gonna get shot in the head, right? And they're like, yeah, no, it's worth the risk. We want to say goodbye to our friends. So they're all waving and screaming, raising their arms, like, bye, guys, see you later. Try not to get killed by these soldiers we royally ticked off. And thankfully, because everyone's raising their arms, it blocks Stanley's sight, so he isn't able to get a good shot on the boat. Thank God. And I do just need to point out that I do not recall seeing, I just went through it again, I don't think I saw Jinro in this entire chapter. I'm very, very curious about that. Where is Jinro in all this? I mean, we last saw him, with Mose and Matsukaze underneath the ship when they were about to do their counterattack, so where did he go? I mean, Kaseki grabbed a big bag of supplies to, bring with him to Senku. Is it possible that Jinro was hiding the bag and he's just aboard the yacht now and no one's realized it yet? I'm very curious about that. I mean, we have all these main characters, raising their arms saying goodbye. Even Magma. Oh, I love seeing Magma there and his little crony. That just made it so much better. But not a single sign of Jinro, as best I can tell. I mean, I might be missing him. Maybe he's in, the corner of one of these pages. I'm just not seeing it, but weird. Very, very weird. I mean, I don't see Matsukaze or Mose either, so maybe he's just, in the sick bay with them, looking after their wounds or something. I don't know. Let me think about that down below. Where the freak is Jinro? Anyway, they all give their goodbyes, and Senku is just laughing about how they're going to have to keep away with Stanley and his people as they voyage around the globe. And, well, one thing, Zeno looks very, very angry right here. Not really sure what's on his mind, but I'm very excited to see him talk next chapter. And secondly, okay, what do you mean around the globe? I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no problem imagining you getting to South America right now, following the coastline, whatever. But on the actual open sea, I'm not sure how well this boat would last. I mean, I don't think it even has enough fuel on board to get it to, Australia, Japan, Europe, Africa, wherever they want to go next. So after South America, I feel like they're going to need another form of transport to get around. I'm very, very curious about that. Yeah, their goal is South America, where it all began thousands of years ago. The origin of the Petrobeam that turned humanity to stone. So, yeah, I wasn't remembering that correct last chapter. I wasn't actually sure. I was relatively certain it was South America, and I was relatively certain that Senku knew about that. And I guess this brings the America/Corn City arc to an end. A very, very strange arc. It felt both slow and fast at the same time. It felt like they were building up to this big fight, and then we got it, and then it was over at the drop of a hat, which I guess shouldn't be too surprising. Don't forget the Stone Wars arc Gensuke, because that basically ended as soon as Senku invented dynamite. Yeah, we had the whole Hyoga thing afterwards, but it came to a close very, very quickly. So that's just how this series is. It doesn't draw out the fight. It's all about the build-up, the various parts and pieces that come together that create the ultimate solution that wins them the day. And this solution was kidnapping Zeno and being hunted down by an insane mercenary. Yay! So I guess next chapter is going to start their trip down to South America, I guess. I mean, they're in California right now, which I guess is pretty close to Mexico, and they just follow the coastline all the way down to South America. The big question is finding the source of the Petrobeam, actually locating it to a geographic coordinate. I'm very curious about that. I mean, Byakuya managed to pinpoint it precisely by using Twitter feeds and all that, so is it possible they included, the latitude and longitude coordinates of the origin of it in the 100 Tales, and that's going to, guide Senku to the exact spot they need to go? I mean, it's hard to say because, from this shot here, I'm not sure how accurate this is. It appears the Petrobeam originated in the very center of South America, which would take a rather long time to get through. I'm not all that familiar with the rivers of South America. I don't think there's one that, goes all the way through and right into the middle of it. So that feels like I feel like that would require, a whole lot of walking. Curious. Also, let me know what you think down below. Are they going to find another civilization in South America? Maybe. I could certainly see it happening, but I can't imagine they'd be any more advanced than Zeno's kingdom was, simply because, Zeno's kingdom literally had the best resources, the best people, the best soldiers, the best mines, the best everything. The best everything you could possibly ask for. So even if there's a group of people living here, I feel like they'd be a lot less technically advanced. Maybe they'd be more strong, though. I mean, we have Hyoga and Tsukasa, yeah, but against a full army of people, they might not hold out quite as well. Also, that could definitely be a big issue with the language barrier. I mean, how many languages does Senku speak? I guess, what do they speak in South America? Do they speak English? Do they speak Spanish? I literally don't know. I know very little about the world as a whole. So, I could see Senku speaking Spanish, maybe Dr. Zeno as well. No one else, that could definitely cause some problems communicating back and forth. Curious about that, but yeah, link to all down below. What did you think of the Corn arc? What do you think of them using the Medusa, the ultimate weapon, the greatest technological advancement in the world, as a distraction, as literally a shooting target for Stanley? What's going to be Stanley's big plan for chasing after them? Because I feel like it's just more or less going to be him by himself going after them. I just don't know how, because unless they have another yacht or a plane or something, it's really going to be a question of how far can the person go on the amount of gas that they can bring with them. And if Senku gets even a few hours of head start here, that might put him completely out of Stanley's range. Curious. Also, what do you think's going on with Genro? I'm very, very curious why you haven't seen him in like 3 or 4 chapters. 5 chapters. It's been a while since we've seen Genro, I gotta say. Yeah, let me think all that down below. Wish you liked the 6 video. And until then,
Peace.